It's a tarot deck inspired by the art of Pamela Coleman Smith. So when I read up on this deck, when I first heard about it, it was I know that in the Marseille decks, it's a little bit different. I know that the minors are called pip cards. I know that the strength and the hangman are flipped. So it's going to be a little bit different in this deck. But I'm just going to go ahead. So first off, I'm going to take you guys through the book. This is the Pixie'S Marseille Tarot, and it's a visual guide to imagery and meaning. And it's by Alejandro R. Rozan and Chris Onareo. I hope I didn't butcher that. So let me just bring y'all in very quickly and just kind of show you what's going on. So Tarot Marseille, Rider-Waite, 2 ways of looking at the tarot, which is really nice because they're actually showing you multiple ways to look at the different aspects of the cards. It seems like there's going to be quite a bit of information. Here's a brief history of the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. And the thing that I loved most about this was the way that he described it. Was he said this is a love letter to Pamela Coleman Smith. So I thought that was absolutely a beautiful way to describe this deck. Here's like the full, the Empress. So it does show you it's full color, it's hardback. And let's see, it gives you keywords, light, the shadow, which would be the up version, the down version. So let me just give you guys a quick gander. But yeah, this is the book deck. So here is the box. Let me just give you a quick gander. I don't want to really drag this out for too long. It's the same thing back here. It's the same explanation that was on the book. So let's get this open. I do love the patterns on it already. Pamela Coleman Smith's signature appears in this deck as a symbolic homage to her artistic legacy. It is not intended to indicate authorship or impersonation. So he's just, paying homage to her, which I appreciate. I think it's wonderful. Look at this. Everything about this was thought out beautifully. So here's the deck. It does have silver edges on it, which I think is kind of cool. I usually get gold. Okay, so here is the full. Now, I do believe there might be some extra cards in here. I'm not sure. Here is the Magician. Here is the Papess, which would be the High Priestess. It's so bright, like a typical Rider-Waite deck. I love that. Here's Juno, which would also be card number 2 for the High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. The Pope, which would be the Hierophant. And then you've got Jupiter. So both of these would be considered the Hierophant. The cards are stunning. I really, really do like this. I love the texture. They glide so easily. Let me bring y'all in. I want to make sure we're clear here. Okay, that would be the Lovers. The Chariot. And see, when he first talked about the campaign and what was going to be happening, because I got this on the it was a Kickstarter campaign, actually. So this wasn't out yet. I'm not sure if there's still any available. I'll look into it for you guys. So yeah, here's the Chariot. Here's Justice. So Justice would be number 8 as opposed to being number 11. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. I love the wheel's really neat looking. Like, we're going to have to delve deeper into this deck. Here is Strength, which would normally be number 8. There we go. Okay. Here is the Hangman. So see, there's the Hangman and there's the Strength. So you can use either. You can choose, essentially. I suppose you could. Just choose whatever works best for you. Here is Death, and you already know this is my favorite card. Here is the Death card. Here is Temperance. Trying to get that glare off for y'all. Temperance. Here is another Temperance card. So that's the male. Here is the female version. I love that they give you choices. The Devil. Sorry, guys. I don't want to have to cover that, but just to give y'all a little example so y'all can see a little. It's definitely yeah. Some people can't handle that. Here is the other devil, which this I can show you. Very interesting on this devil. You can see he's got faces on his shoulders, on his knees, on his stomach. So, I mean, those could definitely be all the ways that we sabotage ourselves. You know what I mean? Different ways that we sabotage ourselves or keep ourselves confined. The house of God, which would, oh wow, look at that. The house of God. I love that. And that would be the tower. And there's the tower again. So this one's called the lightning. This is the star. And here is the star as well. Here is the moon. And here is the moon. You see this? You could definitely play to whatever one you feel most comfortable with. Here is the sun. What a jubilant, you know, just the vitality, the energy. Here is judgment. Whoop. Here is the world. Here is the Ace of Wands. The Two of Wands. And I love how you see a hand coming out with the world. You've got roses. Symbolically, there's a lot to look at in here. And I love that even though it's a pip, it's still giving you, you know, things to look at. It expands on the card a little bit without giving you the full picture. Here's the Three of Wands again. Look at that. Hand reaching for the wand. So something's taking action. You can see ships down here going out. So see, you're still going to get a little bit of that Rider-Waite style with the Marseille deck, which is typically just, you know, the picture of the wands or the swords or the pentacles, you know. That would be the 4. This is the 5 of Wands. And look at that. You see all the hands grabbing a wand. So it's like combat. So it's really cool because they're kind of giving hints, oops, as to what that's about. Here is the 6 of Wands. You see the horse. You see the laurel wreath. Like you see the aspects of what it was about. He definitely mixed both worlds. Here is the 7. And look, you see the person behind the wand. So it's not technically giving you the persona. It's letting you know what it entails. Here is the 8 of Wands. And look, they're moving fast through. You can see them going both directions. 9. And I mean, the action speaks for itself. So this might actually be the best deck I've seen so far to help you. And you may actually learn 2 styles of tarot while just, you know, learning from this deck. Here is the 10 of Wands. And you can see there's sort of a diamond shape going through there. Page of Wands. Let's see. The Knight of Wands. I love that they gave him that hat. The Queen of Wands. No, that's a wand. the King of Wands. Here is the Ace of Cups. Here is the Two of Cups. So he definitely gives you enough to be able to figure it out, but he alludes to different aspects of it. 3 of Cups. And I love that he gave you like pomegranates and different things. I mean, it looks like a cornucopia of fruits. So find the definitions for those, and those could actually help you with the reading. The 4 of Cups. The 5 of Cups. The 3 spilled, 2. This is wonderful. The 6 of Cups. Oop, sorry. Here is the 8 of Cups. The 9 of Cups. And look, you see the individual behind there. Like, this is really cool that they don't really give you the character so much as the action, or give you something that alludes to what's happening or what it could be. Here's the 10, and again, blocking out the characters, but showing you what the reality of it is, or what's most important, which are the 10 cups. And this one looks like it's spilled into all the other 10. The Page of Cups. the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups. I like that little angel back here, the cherub. The King of Cups, the Ace of Swords. Beautiful cards, the art, the imagery, everything about it, the symbolism. You're going to have a fun time with this one. If you can get a hold of it, I do believe it's still available, or he'll start maybe making the mass-produced ones. I'm not sure how this works, you guys. I'll be honest with you, I don't. Here is the Two of Swords. There's your character down here. Here is the Three of Swords. The Four of Swords. And look at this, there's characters in between. So those are typically what I believe are the characters that are on the stained glass window behind the individual who needs the rest in the typical Rider-Waite deck. Here is the Five of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and I apologize. Here is the Ten of Swords, the Page of Swords. I love this Marseille style. The Knight of Swords. Look at that, he's got a face right here on his shoulder. The Queen of Swords. That was the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords. Here is the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. I love this. This is unique. There's one hand there. Here's the other here. I like this. The Three of Pentacles. Look at this. Your characters are down here, and this is like a blow up of the actual pentacles that are usually in the Rider-Waite deck. The Four of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. There's your individuals there. The Six of Pentacles. It's almost like they've blown up the photos and taken the most important aspects and put the characters behind it. The Six of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. You can actually see the character working. The Nine of Pentacles. I love this. The Ten of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Well, I don't know what to say, you guys. I so far, from what I've seen, this is an amazing deck. I don't know why it feels a lot thicker than my typical decks. I don't know, maybe it's the material that it's made out of. I mean, it's traditional. You got a few extra cards in here. Definitely easy to shuffle. It's your traditional size tarot deck. It's nothing bigger than your traditional size. I can link down below the Kickstarter page. I'm not sure if it's still available. I will let you guys know. I will go ahead and leave the link down in the description. And guys, let me know what y'all think of this. Is this something you might purchase? Are you into the Marseille style? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And if there's any other Marseille tarot decks that you think I should use, or possibly Marseille books that I should look into, because I'm trying to learn the system. I'm very fascinated with this deck. So tell me what y'all think. I just want to wish you all a blessed day. Have a wonderful time. Talk to you soon. Bye.